share a story about Anthony. Anthony was a young man, about 31 years old. He was taken to the hospital because of a very serious thing, attempted suicide. The police brought him there. They told the people in the hospital, this is a very serious matter. Anthony was never seen by a doctor. They filled out a bunch of forms, and then ultimately Anthony said, nothing to worry about, I'm fine. And then 3 days later, Anthony took his life. Especially tragic because Anthony's death was completely preventable. So in New York State, when somebody expresses that they're either suicidal or a family member or friend states the same thing, the doctor can admit the patient involuntarily for up to 72 hours to give them therapy, counseling, medication, everything to address the issue. The critical issue is the patient at imminent risk of suicide. Do they have a plan? Do they have a time when they're going to do it? These are the type of questions that you'd ask. And a lot of times, in fact, probably more than 80 or 90% of the time, the patient will deny that they're at risk of suicide. But if you ask the patient's family members, friends, or even police, they'll say, hey, he is suicidal. You need to admit the patient. That's called collateral information. And collateral information from family and friends is so vital because they know the patient better than anyone else. And they know whether the risk of suicide is genuine or is it something that the person just states a lot. So imminent risk of suicide is the critical issue that we evaluate in assessing the merit of a psychiatric malpractice case that's based on suicide. So what we do is we'll look at the records. Did they do a suicide risk assessment? Did they speak with collateral information such as family members or friends? Was the patient seen by a psychiatrist? And in Anthony's case, he was under the influence of alcohol. And when somebody is under the influence of alcohol or drugs, they should never do a suicide risk assessment. So these are the type of issues that we look at in assessing a psychiatric malpractice case. I hope you like this video. Anthony's so important to us. His family's so important to us. And this cause is so near and dear to our heart because we know that psychiatric disease, illness is something that's so undertreated in our society, and it's so vital because it costs so many lives every day. If you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it. Comment and I'll respond, and I'll see you next time.